Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and in today's video, we'll be talking about patch 9.1.5 and some of the rewards that we'll be getting in the Legion Timewalking. Legion was my all-time favorite expansion of the last few, and I'm super excited for the Timewalking event, the Mythic Plus, as well as the rewards, which is what I want to primarily highlight in this video. But in this video, we'll also discuss some of the weekly updates that I simply haven't been able to make a video on, like some of the quality of life stuff coming into patch 9.1, some of the UI improvements Blizzard has. Do we potentially have a ballpark release date, more or less, of 9.1.5 when it'll be available, as well as some of the other extra stuff that simply hasn't been made into a video this week so far. Let's first start talking about Legion, just so I can gush about it for a few minutes at the start of the video. Seriously, this expansion is going to always have a soft spot in my heart. The artifact weapons, the challenge mode version of those artifact weapons, as well as the different unique recolors of them. None of the weapons really were bad. The hidden quest lines to unlock specific weapons, I mean, somebody really thought a lot about how these weapons should operate. The passives and actives really shape the way our specs play, and those passives and actives continue on today as some talents or maybe certain baseline passives for classes. Legion also was the time when I got into Mythic Pluses and really PvE. Prior to that, I was mostly a PvP kind of guy in Misa Pandari and WoD. A friend of mine got me into a raiding guild and we started doing Mythic Pluses together, which is the first time they've added Mythic Plus dungeons into World of Warcraft back in Legion. So to hear that Mythic Plus dungeons, some of my favorite ones, have been added in the Timewalking event is also exciting. While we can't show you any of those dungeons and how they're played because they're not available in PTR testing just yet, we can show you off some of the rewards, some of the Legion-inspired Timewalking rewards we will have in 9.1.5. The first set of the data mines that we can take a look at are a bunch of shields and weapons of the Nightborn variety, or at least based on the aesthetic of how they're crafted and how they look. We've always seen guards, assassins, and warriors in the city of Suramar carrying these weapons, but we never were able to transmog into those weapons or even use them at all. And the fact that we'll finally be able to, something a lot of players have been asking for, is really cool. Another thing that was data mined are the recolors to some of the Legion Tumor Sargeras tier sets, which are actually tier sets back from TBC that just have been kind of hiked up in quality. Except for Death Knights and Demon Hunters, since those classes did not exist in TBC, Blizzard made some unique ones back during Tumor Sargeras, a very well known but also a very challenging raid at the time. It looks like we'll get recolors of those tier sets, and in this picture you can see the elite version of those recolors. Back, when classes had their own tier sets with unique looks, whether you were a mage, a warlock, a priest, a rogue, or a monk, every one of them was unique in their own way, and nobody looked similar compared to the current tier sets where we have one for plate, one for leather, one for mail, and one for cloth. And hopefully Blizzard does deliver in patch 9.2 with real tier sets, actual tier set bonuses, but also unique tier set looks that represent each class differently. But until we get real tier sets in Shadowlands, the Legion recolors will at least hold us off. But the idea to add a bunch of different cosmetics with the event of Timewalking, not only are we going to be able to get gear that we can actually use in Legion dungeons and Legion raids, which is awesome, the fact that they're allowing us to take some of the different pieces from the old expansion and use them in the current, which they'll have to do some tuning because there are some items like a ring that increases your auto attack damage by 10%. That thing is going to be busted for any melee character. But adding a bunch of cosmetics to also earn during the event is a fantastic option, especially cosmetics that a ton of WoW players have been clamoring for what feels like years at this point. It's especially awesome when it's an expansion as good as Legion was. So when could we potentially be getting patch 9.1.5? Blizzard did not announce anything specific whatsoever. There's no blue post, or they haven't even hinted at when it might be releasing, but a lot of people are guessing in November. Mostly having to do with the calendar over on PTR. At least as I've taken the screenshot at the time, it looks like the Timewalking dungeons on PTR will be available Tuesday, the 2nd of November. November also being the month that is going to be WoW's 17th anniversary, so it would make sense to have this patch come out in November, but maybe earlier would be even better. There's something for players to get used to some of the class changes and prepared, maybe level some characters before the Timewalking event comes out. I think it'll be a perfect opportunity for Blizzard to release it maybe 2 weeks before, but honestly it'll actually be okay if they release it even earlier. Also because this isn't a major content patch, even though there's a lot of going on here and there's a lot to do this patch. It isn't a brand new raid, there's no brand new dungeon, but also because of how long patch 9.0.5 took to come out, and 9.1. In the very first patch of Shadowlands, we were in that patch for quite a while, and the 0.5 patch did add some quality of life stuff. It definitely did upgrade certain specs and classes to be more viable for PvE or PvP. However, we were in that patch for a long while. So to be able to release this 0.5 patch earlier, I think a lot of people would be happy to see. It would also be nice just to feel like, well, the Warcraft and the team behind it are back on track and there's not going to be too many crazy delays going forward. Just having patches come out a lot earlier, a lot more consistently, very similar to how consistently they used to come out back in Legion. We got some UI improvements. In patch 9.1.5, we'll actually have an item upgrade UI improved, where it'll be a little bit easier for you to see exactly how your items get upgraded. It is the same upgrade window that you use to upgrade your gear with Valor points or Honor points, but it looks a lot nicer. There's a nice little dial in the middle, shows you how the item gets distinctly better, what ranks that it reaches, how its stats adjust, and hopefully you'll be able to get it to work so you can upgrade an item from, let's say, rank 1 to rank 12 in a single click of a button instead of having to keep clicking upgrade for every single rank. Potentially will have even more UI improvements in the future, but it's nice to see that they're improving some aspects of the game as well. Finally, while this is not a 9.1.5 update, this is actually a 9.1 current patch update, but Conduit Energy has been massively hotfixed, where every single day your character, every one of your ults and mains get a refill of 10 Conduit Energy per day instead of 1 energy per day. While Conduit Energy is completely being removed in patch 9.1.5, which is going to take some PTR testing in order to be able to remove it fully, it is nice that Blizzard is trying to basically remove it sorta kinda in a hotfix. There's quite a lot of players asking in the blue post like, hey, why don't you just remove it right now? Why wait until 9.1.5? But I think that the reason they hotfix it so it's 10 energy a day is because it's an easier fix now than what will need to be done in PTR. I will not pretend like I know the inner workings of the coding for World of Warcraft whatsoever, but if I had to guess, and this game is known to be a spaghetti code of a game, there's probably a lot of spaghetti code mixed on top of together, tangled on top of each other, and it's probably fairly pretty difficult to remove certain base systems out of the game completely without everything crashing. I mean, for the longest time, Blizzard couldn't even find a way to expand the original bag slots, and when they figured it out, they were able to add it for Volpera, so they have like 16 extra free bag slots just for being Volpera. But the code is so tangled from expansion to expansion that removing even certain aspects, even small stuff, out of the game breaks everything else. So that's most likely why they had to go with a hotfix instead of completely removing it. But they did say that energy is getting completely removed in 9.1.5, so you won't have to worry. While not every single person interacted with the Conduit Energy, swapping conduits around, it will still get removed. This is just a hotfix to hold people off until we have 9.1.5 actually released live. And that's going to be everything that I wanted to talk about in this video. I think we covered every subject that was a side subject that we didn't get to touch on this week whatsoever. But anyway, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about some of these updates? Whether it is the Conduit Energy, Legion Timewalking rewards, or potentially when 9.1.5 could be coming out. My money is hopefully in October. The earlier the better really, but most likely going to be in November. But who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed. And let me know what you think about all the updates in today's video. If you want to see more 9.1.5 updates, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell. And also add me over in Discord, link down below to join the channel Discord. I'm always there. You can always just hit me up. That's probably the one place to hang out the most. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see all of you in another video.